In this recipe video, I'm going to show you my favorite way to smoke ribs. These are delicious, guys, and if you're going to make some ribs and serve them to a guest, this is the method I highly recommend you follow. And don't worry, I'm using an offset smoker today, but a pellet smoker, a charcoal grill, really any grill, even a gas grill, if you use the little like smoke pellet in a tinfoil bag method, will work fine here. So come on along for the ride. It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. I'm starting off with these delicious ribs I sourced locally at my Butcher Vessel Meats. I'm going to use Sweet Chipotle Dry Rub by Maritime Madness to season these ribs. I really enjoy this dry rub, but you can use whatever dry rub you enjoy on pork. Ribs are just so versatile when it comes to different flavor profiles. So find a dry rub you enjoy and make sure you season it liberally. As you can see here, I'm putting seasoning on both the top and the bottom of this rack of ribs. Now, once I have them seasoned liberally, I'm going to throw them out on my offset smoker. And today, I'm running my smoker using sugar maple. Sugar maple is absolutely delicious, and it's a local wood that's very common where I come from, on the Atlantic coast of Canada, Nova Scotia specifically. And if you've never tried sugar maple smoke on your food, guys, it is absolutely fantastic. I know it's not the norm, but I'd like to call myself not the norm as well. And that's one of the things that really brings these pork ribs up a notch. That sugar maple smoke is fantastic. Now, what am I doing here? Well, I'm just letting them run low and slow between 225 degrees and 275 degrees. And I'm going to try and let them sit here for about, 3 to 4 hours. Now, the real answer here is I'm using a meat thermometer, and I'm actually checking for when they're between 165 and 170 degrees. Once they've reached that point, I'm going to pull them off and set them down on some butcher paper. I'm going to put down a couple knobs of butter. About each knob is roughly half a teaspoon or so. Then I'm going to hit them with some barbecue super sauce. This is by Maritime Madness, and it's a fantastic barbecue sauce. But guys, again, I'm saying the same thing over and over. Whatever works best in a barbecue sauce you enjoy, just use here. That's what's going to be the real game changer. And that's why I use super sauce. I really enjoy this barbecue sauce, just like that sweet chipotle dry rub. Seriously, guys, these ribs are going to be banging. So I go ahead and wrap them up in that butcher paper. I actually do 2 layers of wrapping. I don't show it here because you guys all understand what that is. Then I put them out on the smoker for a full hour. After that hour, I'm going to unwrap them and let them finish off like this. Now, finishing off usually takes between 30 minutes and 1 hour. I roughly went about 45 minutes, almost directly in the middle of that time frame. Oh, buddy. After that, you have some delicious ribs. Slice in, you'll see that cute little smoke ring there. Buddy, you'll have some delicious sauce tacked on top. This is scrumptious and seriously delectable, guys. Now, this next part is kind of up to you, but I love giving it an extra little drizzle of barbecue sauce, kind of like over the top as a finisher. And that's what I'm going to do here in just a moment. Like I'm telling you guys, this is absolutely spectacular, delicious, and just a 10 out of 10. I mean, if you don't like ribs, that's fine. I'm going to judge you for that one, but seriously, throw a little more super sauce just on top. That quick drizzle is all you need, and it's going to just be a 10 out of 10. Thanks again for watching. I hope you use this recipe videos to make some ribs of your own. If you do, don't hesitate. Tag me on Instagram or TikTok. Oh my goodness. This was so much fun, and I can't wait to make it again. Take care, stay safe, and have a great day. Smoked beer-battered jalapeno poppers. Doesn't that sound absolutely perfectly fried? Man, these were smoked as well, covered in a beer batter, fried, and served up to perfection. This is a recipe I'm really excited to share with you guys. This might be the best barbecue recipe I've ever pulled off, and I'm really excited to show you guys the entire thing. Holy cow, this recipe is easy. You could do it too. Don't be afraid, like and subscribe. It's your boy Saucy Rossi. Starting off, we're obviously making jalapeno poppers. So let's go ahead and make that stuffing. We got some cream cheese, a bunch of shredded cheese, cherry tomatoes, onions, garlic, and then whatever barbecue seasoning you want into a bowl. The portions are basically 1 block of cream cheese, 2 cups of shredded cheese, and then whatever amount of vegetables you want. I put in 3 cloves of garlic, 1 full red onion, and a handful of cherry tomatoes. Then I used a salt, pepper, garlic dry rub. I got that all mixed together, put it into these jalapenos that I canoed. And canoed simply means cutting them in half and removing the inside. Then, once they look spectacular, I started wrapping them in bacon. And as you can see, these are now bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers, ready to go out on my custom built offset smoker. Now, today, I'm running this with maple wood, and I'm running it low and slow at about 250 degrees. And guys, as you can see here, patience is the name of the game. Probably about an hour and a half of sitting on my smoker at 250 degrees, and you're going to have these jalapeno poppers looking absolutely gorgeous. Don't these look spectacular? I'm actually really excited about just the smoke flavor on them alone. But now let's talk about the real secret star here. We're making a beer batter. Now, if you've never made a beer batter before, it's really straightforward. The ingredients are going to be 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika or smoked paprika if you're not smoking the jalapeno poppers, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, a pinch of salt, and then you're going to take whatever beer you want and you're going to just pour it in. Today I'm using a Coldstream lager. Oh my goodness, if you don't know about Coldstream, it honestly is the secret weapon here, guys. Coldstream beer is a Nova Scotia beer. They make light beer and lagers. They also have their clear sub part of the company. They make all kinds of delicious drinks. I highly suggest you check them out. So once you've made this beer batter, by slowly incorporating in that beer, we're going to throw them into a shallow frying pan with some oil, and we're going to let them shallow fry. And that's exactly what you're looking for, that crispy exterior. You want that golden brown fry on the outside, nice and crispy, but oh, that ooey gooey juicy smoked jalapeno popper on the inside. Guys, I know you can make this recipe at home yourself. This one's so simple and so delicious. I destroyed this plate of, well, what do I call this? I guess it would be fried smoked bacon wrap jalapeno poppers. Oh man, seriously a 10 out of 10. Thanks again for watching. Don't hesitate. Make sure you like and subscribe. And until next time, take care. In this barbecue recipe video, I'm going to show you how simple it is to smoke your chicken wings low and slow. Then hit them with a beer batter and then give them a little shallow fry. I know you can hear that crispiness, guys. These were absolutely delectable and delicious. This recipe is not that complicated, and I know you can do it at home for delicious smoked and fried chicken wings. So don't be afraid. It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. Like and subscribe and join my community of home cooks. Let's go through this entire recipe together. So today I'm just using a simple maple bourbon dry rub. That goes fantastic with chicken wings, but for this recipe, you can use whichever barbecue dry rub you prefer with your chicken. It's really not that important. Just making sure you season it the way you like it. That's what's important. So this maple dry rub is going to go directly on the chicken wings, making sure to cover every nook and cranny. Then, once they're ready, obviously, I'm going to throw them onto a wire rack and then right out onto my smoker. Now today, I'm running my offset smoker using sugar maple, and I'm smoking low and slow around 275 degrees. And as you can see here, these chicken wings are looking absolutely fantastic. They're getting a little bit of, crispiness around those edges. The skin is starting to tighten up. That seasoning has adhered beautifully. Everything's looking fantastic. So let's go ahead and prepare our beer batter. we're going to use 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. But if you want, you can add more black pepper. It's up to you. And then the serious winner and star of this recipe, 1 full cold stream clear lager. And you want this to be cold as well. There is the option of adding 1 tablespoon of like a neutral oil. It will help crisp up the batter a little bit, but it's not needed. What is needed though is a delicious beer, like cold stream clear lager. That's why I'm making this beer batter today, because I've been really enjoying these beers, cooking with them, and just enjoying them myself. And as you can see here, just whipping all those ingredients together, we get a simple yet delicious beer batter. So we've got all our chicken wings ready to go. We're going to go ahead and shallow fry them. Now I'm running my oil today around 350 degrees. And for this shallow fry, it's going to be nice and quick. I'm going to go 2 minutes one side, 2 minutes the next side, 1 minute, 1 minute. So it should be a total around 6 minutes in the oil at 350 degrees. But if you want to go a little bit longer, get a little more crispy, you can. That's up to you. But I highly recommend doing the 2-2-1-1 method if this is your first time using beer batter. Really straightforward, really simple, and really delicious. Guys, this turned out perfect. After the shallow fry, we're simply going to just throw them over onto like some paper towel. Nothing complicated. We're just going to let that oil kind of drip off. What you're left with, well, it's that crispy chicken wing, beer battered to perfection. Oh man, this is absolutely spectacular. And as you can see here, I made a simple spicy ranch dip. Oh man, and that just finished everything off. A 10 out of 10. These chicken wings were absolutely incredible. Every single bite was amazing. And I was shocked at how much flavor came through. That smokiness, the seasoning, that maple bourbon. Oh, buddy, that beer batter. Oh man, just the layers of flavor here were incredible. And I can't wait to make these again. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and thanks again. Take care until next time. In this video, I'm going to show you how simple it is to make a delicious beer-brined turkey. I'm going to smoke it on my offset smoker using real maple wood. That's right, Nova Scotia sugar maple. Absolutely delicious turkey. Juicy, tender, succulent, literally just magnificent. Everything about this was a 10 out of 10. I hope you like and subscribe. Comment below if you love smoked turkey. Let's start from the beginning of this recipe. As you can see, I picked up a turkey. Now, in this video, I'm going to beer brine it, like I said. So we want to start by spatchcocking and then actually splitting the turkey entirely in half. If you've never spatchcocked a turkey, start by simply removing the spine, using a knife or kitchen shears to cut along the sides of the spine. You're going to take that spine and preferably set it to the side to save for later, along with the neck, because you can make perfect soup stock with that. Then once you get the spine out, take your knife, cut right in between on the underside of the breastbones. Make a small slice, push apart, and the ribs are just going to kind of like push apart, and the bird's then going to lay flat. You're going to want to flip it upside down like this. Take your fingers and pull out that bone I just showed, then slice through, and you'll have your turkey halves. Now, look, we're going to put them into a stock pot. You want a nice big stock pot like this, and we're going to add the following: 2 sliced Honeycrisp apples, 2 sliced white onions, 2 sliced blood oranges. Then you're going to want to throw in a large chunk of rosemary. I got this fresh from my garden. Then threw in some peppercorns, and then the beer of choice. I prefer a lager. I think it's the right choice here. There are a couple beers you could use, like I think a stout would also be good here. Personally, I think the Cold Stream Clear Lager is the perfect choice. So I put it in my fridge overnight, 12 hours was the total time, and that's very important. Turkey will really soak up a lot of flavor from a brine, so you can totally go way too salty. Going past about 16 to 20 hours is probably where you're pushing it, though. Personally, I think the sweet zone is about 10 to 14 hours. So, like I said, I did it overnight in my fridge. Now, I took it out of my fridge and I patted it dry with paper towel. That was extremely important. Then this homemade butter that I rubbed all over top of this turkey was made of a homemade salt, pepper, garlic dry rub, some rosemary from my garden, pulled just freshly off but not chopped, and then just the butter itself. Smeared it all over this turkey, and as you can see here, I've got it smoking using sugar maple. Now, guys, this is where you got to be patient. Turkey takes about 3.5, 4 hours. Now that I really think about it, that's actually one of the faster barbecue items that you can really get. But look, you still need patience. We're looking for 165 degrees internal. Honestly, the sweet spot is 162, because when you pull it off, you're going to rest this turkey for probably 20 or 30 minutes. It's probably going to rest and raise another 3 to 5 degrees. And that will bring you right to that sweet spot. As you can see here, I did exactly that. I got to pull this off. I think it was about 163. And I rested it for about 25 minutes. As you can see here, oh, absolutely delicious. It's got a beautiful pink smoke ring on the outside. The inside's cooked beautifully, still juicy and tender, but not like oozing with butter or anything like that. That's just juicy deliciousness. It's from that beer brine. It really adds so much moisture into the bird. Anyway, I think this is absolutely delicious, and I think everyone should be giving this a shot this holiday season. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't be afraid. Like and subscribe, comment below, and let me know what you thought. Oh man, it means a lot that you watch these videos, and I hope you're enjoying them. If you do, don't be afraid. Hit that like button for me. It means a lot. Take care, stay safe, and have a great day. In this recipe video, I'm going to show you these jalapeno turmeric burgers wrapped in caul fat that I picked up from my local butcher. This was seriously delectable and delicious, and I'm really excited to walk you through everything here. This was a 10 out of 10, so flavorful and so juicy. You can see that cross section right there is packed with flavor. Oh, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. Check these burgers out. Seasoned with turmeric and jalapeno, wrapped in caul fat. I picked these up from my local butcher, Vessel Meats in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. I thought this was really unique and super cool. I knew immediately I had to give these a try. You guys know I like exploring barbecue, and my butcher, well, they're a whole animal butcher. That's why this is wrapped in caul fat. They don't like wasting any part. So if they can find something to do with a piece of the animal, they're going to do it. So they made these burgers, and bud, I knew I had to make a perfect little, topping for them. So we're going to start out with a little bit of Greek yogurt. Sour cream would also work in this case. And I'm going to go in with some Frig That's Good Everything seasoning by Maritime Madness. This is really, really, really going to help flavor this topping. Then I'm going to hit it with some candied jalapeno hot sauce from Maritime Madness. And we're going to make sure to fully incorporate everything here. Just give it the old wang jangle. You know what to do. Then we're going to go out to the grill. Today, I'm firing up the Napoleon charcoal grill. And I got a bed of charcoal lit up right below these burgers. And as you can see here, we're just being gentle with them. You can't really just leave these where they have that caul fat that could burn. So I'm probably flipping them every 45 seconds or so. That's really important here, guys. Wrapped in caul fat, that could totally let these kind of flare up a little bit quicker. So paying good attention, you can see I'm getting a little bit of grill marks there, but again, I'm still giving it a good flip. Holy cow. You get a perfect crust on there. They're so juicy and tender. I'm just telling you guys, this was a simple cook. I love little cooks like this where you don't have to pay too much attention. You can kind of just let things ride, flipping it, regularly. Man, that makes everything that much better. Then, once I got some good, crust on the outside there with that caul fat, I just moved them over onto indirect heat, kind of towards the closer side, towards the heat of that indirect heat zone. But that's it. We just bring them up past 165 degrees internal. And then, bud, you come inside with a toasted bun. You throw down that delicious Maritime Madness topping that I made earlier. I'm going to throw on some pickled peppers because I really enjoy that heat. I'm going to throw down some lettuce because lettuce is good for you. Throw down that delicious little patty there. But throw that lid right on that burger. And check this out. Doesn't it look spectacular? Doesn't that look delicious? I'm telling you guys, a quick cross section here, and you're going to see how juicy and flavorful this really is. I'm telling you, that's what it's all about. Delicious barbecue, making delicious meals. Oh man, oh man. Look, if you're still here, it means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and until next time. In this beginner recipe video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to smoke party ribs low and slow after beer braising them. Guys, these were packed with layers of flavor. And if you're looking to push your boundaries on a barbecue, like a pellet smoker, a charcoal grill, or even an offset smoker like I have, this is a must-try recipe. Make sure you like and subscribe. You know what's up. It's your boy Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. And as you can see here, I picked up 2 lovely racks of ribs. We're going to individually portion these. As you can see here, I simply slice between the bone. That's all you need to do, okay? We're going to throw it into a stock pot, and we're going to throw in some red onion, some apple, some delicious blood orange, about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. We want to smash them. We're going to add in 2 cups of water. We're going to add in our delicious little brine. That's just going to be 1.5 cups of water, half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of kosher salt. Then we're going to grab a Nova Scotia lager by Coldstream Clear. This stuff is absolutely fantastic. We're going to throw 2 of these in, okay? Then all you're going to do is add any additional water that you need to make sure your ribs are fully covered. As you can see here, oh buddy, did that ever impart some unbelievable moisture? We're going to make sure to fully dry these ribs off before throwing down your favorite barbecue dry rub that you like with your pork ribs. This part's simple. These are party ribs, so you want to make sure you season every single side. Very important. Bud, look at these, ready to go out on the offset smoker. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Today, I'm rolling sugar maple, low and slow at about 250 degrees. And we're going to leave these ribs smoking out here. I don't know, probably about 2 hours. And we're going to spritz them with apple cider vinegar every 30 minutes. Now, since we are smoking these low and slow, we want to make sure to get the best bark possible. And that's with that apple cider vinegar. But if you don't have apple cider vinegar, you can easily just use beer, like the beer we used here with Coldstream Clear, or water. Or if you only have a little bit of either beer or vinegar, you can mix it with water as well. It doesn't matter. What does matter is making sure the exterior of these stay nice and moist, because the interior is going to definitely be juicy after that beer brine. And as just time keeps going, we get closer and closer to that 2-hour mark. You can see here, these are looking absolutely beautiful. They're picking up that mahogany color that I just love to see on my barbecue. Oh, buddy. But still, you need to be patient. It might not take you 2 hours. If you go a little bit higher, say 275, 300, it might only be an hour and a half. If you go a little lower, 225, it might be 2.5 hours. Again, patience is the name of the game. And just watching your food, making sure you're kind of hitting those right stages, even checking it with a meat thermometer is one of the best ways to get the best result with these ribs. So after 2 hours and spritzing every 30 minutes, we're going to move it over into a tinfoil tray with a couple knobs of butter and then your favorite barbecue sauce. I'm using this delicious dark rum barbecue sauce, again by Coldstream Clear, just because, keeping it in the family, right? Then we're going to throw some tinfoil on it, and we're going to braise that right out there on the smoker. Look, if you want to cheat as well, you can throw it right in the oven. It's super easy and super delicious. And as you can see here, we got some saucy, delicious pork ribs ready to be absolutely devoured. I can't emphasize this enough. These were so layered with flavor from that beer brine. That sauce was absolutely scrumptious, and we put on that barbecue seasoning. That right there is 3 layers, but I haven't even mentioned the smoke. That's a 4th layer. Like I said, these ribs are packing a punch. In this holiday season, I hope you try this recipe out because it is a 10 out of 10 and absolutely fantastic. Thanks again for watching. It means a lot. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're still here watching, make sure you like and subscribe because I'm always dropping these simple recipe videos you and your family can enjoy. It's the holiday season, so treats like this are absolutely spectacular, and I hope you get the chance to try one yourself. Take care, stay safe, and have a great day. In this recipe video, I'm going to show you how to smoke beef short ribs and make an unbelievable shredded beef pickle sandwich. Guys, this is one of my favorite sandwiches. I'm highly recommending you give this a try because trust me when I say this is absolutely spectacular. This sandwich was loaded with that smoked beef short rib. Oh, buddy, some pickles and some cheese. A few other ingredients as well. We'll go through all of it. You know what's up. It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. Don't hesitate to like and subscribe. Today, I'm using Cafe Ember Dry Rub. It's by Royal Nova Company. They are based in Quispamsis, New Brunswick, Canada, and they make fantastic dry rubs. And I knew once I saw this like coffee dry rub, I had to give it a try. So I threw it directly onto beef short ribs. As you can see here, they're boneless, and I got them out on my offset smoker. Now I'm running this today using maple wood. This is going to be really simple, guys. We're just going to spritz this piece of beef short rib, I'd say every 30 minutes to 45 minutes or so. Whenever you see it looking like this, where the exterior is just kind of drying up, that's when you want to hit it with that spritz of apple cider vinegar. Other options would be orange juice, apple juice, beer. You can also use water. You got to kind of be careful with water, though. It can kind of wash away some of your dry rubs, so you want to make sure you're not overdoing it with water. But yeah, keep spritzing, guys. That's all that matters here. You can see that snow, by the way. It's beautiful outside while I was recording this. We had a nice little snowfall. Anyway, yeah, we're going to smoke this low and slow. I don't know. I'd say 275. Oh, and we're going to watch it. Now I'm using a meat thermometer, poking it and prodding it periodically. I'm waiting for that bark to settle and for us to pass 165 degrees internal. That's usually the best time to wrap up your beef short rib. So how does wrapping work? Well, we're going to put it into 2 layers of tinfoil, and we're going to put a very small amount of beef tallow in there with it. Nothing crazy, okay? Now that's just going to add that extra little beefy flavor in there. It's not a requirement, but if you're not going to put it in there, you should put in a little bit extra apple cider vinegar or just something to keep it hydrated while it's in there braising. Now, while it's braising, you can just do that either in the oven or back on the smoker. Either one works perfectly fine. What we want to do is wait for it to hit about 203 internal. And that's when it's going to shred to pieces, just like this. Doesn't that look absolutely fantastic? Let's go ahead and assemble our sandwich. Today, I'm using black garlic mustard by Atlantic Mustard Mill. That's the first ingredient, and I'm going to spread it on both of these pieces of toast. Now, these are Dempster's toast. I really enjoy Dempster's. Oh, buddy, their bread's fantastic. Went on with some Bothwell cheese, Monterey Jack. Then I loaded up an entire handful of that shredded beef right onto this sandwich. Now, I recently picked up this kind of a big dill hot sauce by the Spicy Boys, and I knew I had to throw it on there because this beef and pickle sandwich needed that extra little kick. Guys, throw down some Compliments pickles, throw that lid on the sandwich, slice it in half, And trust me when I say you're about to eat one of the best barbecue sandwiches you've ever devoured. Oh man, oh man. This sandwich is seriously killer. Absolutely delicious and packed to the brim with flavor. Oh, that beefiness. Oh, those pickles, that cheese. All of it's amazing. Thanks again for watching my recipe, guys. I hope you try this sandwich out yourself. It seriously is delicious. Don't hesitate. Like and subscribe. Like I said, I'm the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. Always out here having a great time. So you hit those buttons. Like and subscribe, comment below, and I can't wait until you watch my next video. Take care. This holiday season, you need a delicious recipe to show off for all your friends and family on your smoker. And trust me when I say smoking a pork money muscle low and slow has to be one of the most outstanding meals you can prepare. Guys, this is absolutely delicious. I mean, look at the bark. Look how juicy this is. Look at that smoke ring. You know what to do. It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. Go ahead, like and subscribe. Oh man, let's talk about this. So what is a pork money muscle? Well, it's this right here. It's a piece of a pork shoulder, and your butcher should easily be able to carve this out for you. Now today, I'm using Unreal Pepper Rub and Garden Herb Dry Rub, both by Maritime Madness. And by mixing them together, I'm going to get a beautiful bark on the outside of this pork money muscle. Let's go ahead, get this fully seasoned. You guys know what's up. If you're not new here, you know I love to wang jangle around my meat and get it fully coated, bud. Look at that. Oh man, so the pork money muscle is absolutely spectacular. It's perfect if you smoke it just like pulled pork, but instead of shredding it, you simply slice it into medallions. And I'm going to walk you through all that. So let's go ahead and fire up the offset smoker with some maple wood today. And I'm running this around 275, low and slow. And we're just going to let all that intermuscular fat start to render down. Now, the goal with this cook is we want to just let that smoke roll low and slow for like 4 or 5 hours. We really want to make sure we get perfect smoke ring on there, impart that beautiful smoky flavor. Let that bark kind of like tack up on the outside. You can see there, it's looking absolutely gorgeous. Mainly because I'm spritzing it with apple cider vinegar every 30 to 45 minutes or so. But you can see there right on the edge, that intermuscular fat is rendering down beautifully, along with that collagen. And you can just see here, as I continue to just be patient and let it go low and slow, we're going to continue to build that bark. And that's exactly what you need to do here, is just be confident and just keep checking it every 30 to 45 minutes or so, making sure we're keeping that temperature of 275 degrees and regularly spritzing it with apple cider vinegar. Now be careful with that spritz. You don't want to overdo it, but give it just a quick spritzing and you'll be fine. Okay, so we've reached 170 degrees internal. I'm deciding to pull this off, and I'm going to put it down with 3 little knobs of butter into some tinfoil, along with some super sauce by Maritime Madness. That's going to be a perfect little mixture of butter and barbecue sauce to let this pork money muscle just sit there, either in the oven or on the smoker again, and braise in that tinfoil. Now, I mentioned the oven there. Let me be clear. You don't need to put it back on the smoker. Once you're wrapping it in that tinfoil, you can just bring it up to the temperature you need, which is 203 degrees. And just from there, we're going to pull it out, rest it for 10 minutes or so, and we're going to slice into this delicious pork money muscle. Now, trust me when I say this is absolutely spectacular and beautiful. Look at that intermuscular fat rendered down. Oh, that collagen, man, it's just beautiful. Look at this. It's glistening, and I'm really excited about how easy this recipe is. Now, personally, I plated this up with some delicious mashed potatoes and some hot sauce. And I'll show you that here in just a second. But there are so many things you could do with this. You could use this in a bowl of ramen. You could use this just plating it up as little grab and go bites. Place it onto some Ritz crackers. I'm telling you, there's so many options you can do with pork money muscle. It's absolutely outstanding. So again, I decided some candied cranberry hot sauce would be absolutely delicious with this. So went on there, gave it a quick spritz, nothing too crazy, a nice little layer. And guys, this was outstanding. Absolutely delicious. And I was thrilled with the result. Man, oh man, this low and slow barbecue game is absolutely a blast. And I'm so happy to be sharing these recipes with you. If you're still here watching, that means a lot to me. Seriously, I hope you've liked and subscribed. Don't be afraid. I'm always putting out these videos, just having a good time on my barbecue. Anyway, thanks again for watching. It means a lot. I hope you're having a wonderful day, eating some delicious barbecue. Take care and stay safe. What's up? What's up? It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and I wanted to give you guys a simple recipe you can put out this holiday season that's going to have people thrilled to come over to your house. I'm telling you, look at this beef short rib that I smoked low and slow. Super simple, super delicious, guys. Oh, this recipe is a 10 out of 10, and I can't wait to share this entire thing with you. It's the perfect kind of little snack bite to put out this holiday season that's going to have your friends and family super pumped they came over to your house. So don't be afraid to like and subscribe. It's your boy Saucy Rossi. Let's go through this recipe from the top. Check out this delicious beef short rib. I seasoned it up with Cafe Ember barbecue dry rub. It's like a coffee dry rub in partnership with Salt Winds. And guys, check it out. I fully seasoned this piece of beef short rib and then threw it right out onto the offset smoker using sugar maple. Now, clearly, this is deeper into the cook. If you're interested in exactly how I cook this, I put it on here, spritzing it every 45 minutes. It probably took about 4.5 hours total to get up to 170 internal. Then I wrapped it in tin foil with a little bit of beef tallow. And as you can see here, the results were fantastic. We got a beautiful bark on there. It's looking absolutely juicy. Talk about tender as well. I can tell right away, just squeezing this with my hands is going to be enough to shred this to oblivion. So there we go. Give it the old squeeze. Rip that to oblivion. I'm telling you, make sure you get it shredded thoroughly. Oh, buddy. I'm telling you, you don't want to mush it together. You want to pull it apart. That's really important here. Now, we're going to get into actually forming this little bite. We're going to start by setting your oven to 300 degrees and throwing in a little bit of cheese. We're going to melt it down. Then we're going to pull it out of the oven. We're going to put our pickle spears right on top. Then, if you want, you can put some diced shallots on there. At this point, you can really top it with whatever you'd like, but I just go with simple shallots. I'm not trying to overcomplicate things. Then I went in with barbacoa spice as a barbecue seasoning over top, and then kind of a big dill by the Spicy Boys. Guys, these are all things I love to have on like a cheeseburger. And that's kind of the idea here, is this smoked beef is going to kind of be like a patty. That hot sauce is going to get a little heat, as you can see there too. I poured on just a regular barbecue sauce. You can go on with whatever type you enjoy. Then what we're going to do is we're going to roll these up. You want to roll it all up in that little cheesy goodness after putting it back into the oven, only for about 3 or 4 minutes, just to kind of let things kind of cook a little more. Then we're going to plate it up on Ritz crackers. And guys, you're going to be thrilled. Anyone you serve this to is going to be super pumped on this. My wife and I devoured these. It was absolutely scrumptious. I'm telling you, this recipe was super simple and delicious. I hope you like and subscribe. Comment below if you're going to try this out this holiday season. And until next time, eat some good food, stay safe, and take care. In this video, I'm going to show you what a pork money muscle is. This isn't a recipe. This is me discussing this muscle from a pig. And guys, if you like barbecue, then this muscle needs to be on your radar. I cannot emphasize this enough. It's cheap, it's delicious, it's super cool, it's hiding right in front of your eyes. So let me tell you everything you need to know. And at the end of this, I bet if you love barbecue, you're going to be psyched about a pork money muscle. So as you can see here, I just picked up a pork shoulder directly from Costco. This is super available. All pork shoulders should have these if you're at Costco, and just check it out. You can see this kind of like tube area on the side of the pork shoulder. It has these different kind of shaped medallion like designs in it, right? You can see that. Well, that's the pork money muscle. That's the part of this that you're going to be psyched about. It's technically called the spinalis dorsi muscle on the pork shoulder, normally in a Boston butt, but I'm just going to reference it as the money muscle in this video. Okay, so we're going to use a knife and we're going to separate out this section. You can take this piece of the pork shoulder, set it aside for pulled pork or whatever else you would like to enjoy it with. Now, check out that money muscle. We're going to just make sure we trim off any extra. This will make sure we have clean aerodynamics and get the best cook possible. I mean, we want to separate it right through here. You can see that the grain isn't running the same way, and there's a little bit of fat in there separating. So don't go too crazy on your trim, but just make sure you remove any pieces that aren't part of that main tube. You can leave just a little bit on, but if you have any pieces that are kind of hanging off, dangling like flabby fat pieces like this, then it's perfectly fine to also trim those down. But again, if you leave that on, it will only render down and add more juiciness to this actual cook. And I'm telling you, this gets super juicy and delicious. So when you've got it all cut up and delicious and ready to go, looking plump, okay, that's when we're going to add on a dry rub. So the dry rub you want to choose needs to be good for building bark. And normally that is like a heavy pepper kind of, coarse ground dry rub. That's what's really important for that, but that's going to be in a different video. For now, all you need to know is focus on finding a dry rub that's good for building bark. If you want just a simple recommendation, I love Maritime Madness. Their dry rub, Mighty Mesquite, is perfect for building bark, as well as a mixture of their garden herb and Unreal Pepper rub. In this video, I technically seasoned with garden herb and Unreal Pepper rub on this pork money muscle, but all you need to know is finding a barbecue seasoning that's good for bark, and a lot of them will say that directly on the label, and good for pork, and you'll be good to go. So check it out. I'm on my offset smoker and I'm running smoky, delicious heat around 250, 275, and that's going to just let me get that delicious bark on there. It's going to cook through, render down all that intermuscular fat. You can see there's a smoke ring on there. We're looking absolutely glorious. Check it out. This probably took about 6-7 hours total. And guys, this was absolutely scrumptious. Slicing this down just into little medallions, bite sizes, and man, oh man, doesn't that look spectacular? Look how juicy that is. Oh my goodness, I am drooling trying to record this right now. Look, pork money muscle is easily available to you, and it's one of those things that just takes about 2 or 3 minutes to separate it out, and you end up with that delicious extra special kind of meat that you're cooking for people, right? I highly suggest, if you're watching this video still, you take the time to try out a pork money muscle. If you don't believe me, look up other people's videos. Many people will tell you how delicious this is. Trust me on that one, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully you learned something in this video. If you did, just, drop a like. Let me know. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. And until next time, take care, stay safe, and have a great day. In this basic holiday recipe video, I'm going to show you how simple it is to smoke and cure sausages on your offset smoker. Come along for the ride. You know what's up. I'm your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. Let's get into this simple recipe. Guys, I'm telling you, this turned out absolutely spectacular. Cranberry sausages cured overnight and smoked with some delicious applewood. Oh, buddy, just look at these sausages. I think they look fantastic. I mean, there are a couple little fat pockets there. You know, I'm learning, guys. This is the third round of sausages I've ever made, but I'm thrilled with how delicious these turned out. And you can see there, those little pockets of cranberry are absolutely perfect. Talk about delicious barbecue. That's what I'm saying. I mean, look at that. Doesn't that look juicy and delicious? Let's start from the top. We got to measure out a couple ingredients, starting with our curing salt. I'm using a 4% curing salt, so I measure out 3.9 grams. Then I measure out 12 grams of my perpetual pork barbecue seasoning, and that's going to go together in 1 kilogram of pork. Okay. And I'm using a pork shoulder here. Pork shoulder is basically the perfect blend for sausage. So I just went in with that and it ended up being perfect. I used some Royal Nuts cranberries. They were full cranberries, so I soaked them in some apple cider vinegar and orange juice for about 20 minutes, and that was just so that they don't absorb all like the pork fattiness while they cook and get smoked. Anyway, so as you can see here, I went in with my curing salt mixture that I melted into those ice cubes at the very beginning. I poured all over this pork, and then I gave it a thorough mixing. At that point, it was ready to put right into my stuffer and then throw a casing on. And as you can see here, I'm just pumping out that pork mixture right into that sausage casing. And we just got to be cautious and careful, but they end up being spectacular links, guys. Just patience is key. That's really common in barbecue. If you have good patience, you're going to end up with some delicious links. And as you can see here, this is what I ended up with. Not that many. That's what you get for about a kilogram of pork. And I let them cure in my fridge overnight. Now that's called blooming. And basically, once they're done blooming, oh, buddy, you get those out onto the smoker, and then they're just going to start cooking. Now, we're not actually going to bump our smoker up too high to begin with. We're going to start with a cold smoke. We want this running at about 140 degrees for the first hour. Then we're going to bump it up to 150, 160, 170, 180, hour after hour. Okay. So it's going to take some time. And again, you need to monitor those temperatures, but eventually you'll have absolutely glorious and gorgeous mahogany colored sausages sitting right there in your smoker. That's when you can kick it up to 275 degrees. But again, you want to do this like not in one large stage. You probably want to jump from, 180 to 220, then to 275 in stages. That way you don't overwhelm the pork. Anyway, you want to cook it to about 152 internal. That's like the goal. These actually reached 155 for me, but it's not the end of the world that they were a couple degrees past 152. And as you can see here, these are just looking spectacular out here on the offset smoker. That applewood is just flowing. We're cooking them through, and we have an ice bath ready. So I don't actually show it in this video, but I have a big bowl. It's got a bunch of ice and then water. And we're going to shock the sausages by pulling them off the offset smoker and throwing them right into that ice bath. And we're going to leave them in there for about 5 to 10 minutes. We want all the internal cooking to fully stop. All of it. We just want to freeze these sausages in time right where they're at. And this is what you're going to be left with. Delicious, cured, and smoked cranberry holiday sausages. Guys, I ended up giving these out as a gift this holiday season. It was pretty awesome. I mean, just check this out. I sliced one of them open. Now thinking this through, I probably should have snapped it so you could hear how delicious that was. But check that out. Juicy, packed with that cranberry, layers of flavor, that smoky goodness. Like, guys, this was a 10 out of 10. And I'm real pumped with the results here. Look, if you're new to my channel and watching one of my recipes for the first time, I strongly suggest you like and subscribe. If you're not new here and you've been here before, what's up? What's up? I'm glad you're back watching my video. I appreciate it. Man, oh man, these sausages were a 10 out of 10. And if you know someone that likes sausages, please share this video with them. The more that I get to see this, the better off my channel will do. So that means a lot to me. And as always, I just hope you're at home, eating some good food, enjoying some good barbecue, and hopefully trying out one of my recipes. If you do, don't be afraid to tag me on Instagram or TikTok. And until next time, just enjoy some good food, some good eats with some friend and family. Try and push your bounds on that barbecue. And just remember one thing and one thing only, and that's barbecue for life. Thanks again. This is the first recipe anyone trying low and slow barbecue should learn. Pulled pork. Barbecue basics. The first spot you need to go to if you're doing low and slow cooking on your smoker. And this doesn't matter if it's a pellet smoker, an electric smoker, or an offset smoker. This is such a basic recipe to make such a delicious pulled pork sandwich. Let's start from the beginning. I'm going to walk you through absolutely everything. Don't hesitate to like and subscribe. It's your boy Saucy Rossi. Okay, guys, look. Pulled pork is a staple in low and slow barbecue. I cannot emphasize this enough. All you need is a simple piece of a pork shoulder. Doesn't need a bone in it. It can have a bone in it if you'd like. Oh my goodness. So simple. Let's season it up. Today I'm using Louisiana Cajun Dry Rub by Maritime Madness. I really like this dry rub on pork. For your version of this, use any dry rub you want with your pork. Honestly, if you want to go basic, you can just do salt and pepper. There is nothing wrong with that, guys. I'm telling you, just make sure you get a nice layer on the pork. So we're going to do something here called building bark, and it's going to happen over the entire cook. And it all comes down to the seasoning that you applied, especially if it has black pepper in it. Smoke clings perfectly to black pepper. Now, in this case, my rub doesn't really have much black pepper in it, so don't worry. It clings to basically everything, but rubs with pepper seem to do the best for building bark. That's just kind of a side note, guys. So like I said, you're going to fully season this piece of pork, and we're going to put it out on the smoker. Now, after about the first hour, we're going to want to get it a little spritz of apple cider vinegar. It doesn't need to be apple cider vinegar. You can use half apple cider vinegar, half water. You can use beer. You can use apple juice. You can use orange juice. In general, it's something citrusy. That's what you should be applying here. My personal opinion, apple cider vinegar, orange juice, apple juice, and pineapple juice are my go-tos. But look, if you don't even have enough and you only have like a mouthful of juice left, even throwing that into a spritzing bottle with some water to dilute it is better than nothing. And really, worst case scenario, you can just use water. Now, we're going to spritz this every 45 minutes to an hour or so. And we're just going to let it ride until you see that bark forming like this. It took about 5 to 6 hours total. Then what we're going to do is we're going to lay down some tin foil. You're going to pull that piece of pork off. You're going to put a little bit of butter underneath and a little bit on top. Then we're going to grab whatever barbecue sauce you want. I'm using super sauce. It's unbelievable for barbecue. And it's by Maritime Madness. And I'm giving it a nice hefty layer. You can see here I actually gave it a quick squirt underneath as well. Fix up those knobs of butter. And we're going to wrap this in that tin foil. Now, I don't actually show it here, but I actually do 2 layers of tin foil. It's strongly suggested. You could see all that juice right there that came out. Just trust me on that one. Put 2 layers of tin foil or you're going to have a mess on your hands. Now, look, I'm taking it out of the tin foil. I'm letting all those juices fall in. And as you can see, this is just falling apart, guys. This piece of pork is just going to explode. So let's go ahead. There was some twine wrapped around it. We're going to remove that and then simply pick up our chunks and give them a squeeze in our hand. As you can see, delicious pulled pork. just falling apart. You can see that unbelievable smoke ring defined on there as well. That's that redness right by the edges. That's exactly what we want, guys. So we've built our bark, we've applied our smoke, we've pulled it off, we've shredded it after, throwing it in with some butter and sauce. You're probably wondering what's next to do. Well, it's my favorite part, guys. You get to decide how you want to cook with this. And there's so many different ways. Sandwiches, nachos, burritos, pulled pork poutine. Oh, man, the list goes on. Oh, my goodness. And this is such an easy meal prep. So what do I normally do with it? Well, obviously a pulled pork sandwich with more of that super sauce by Maritime Madness. And apply, honestly, however much you'd really like on there. Then go in with a baseball's worth of pulled pork, throw down some pickles, and buddy, you have an immaculate pulled pork sandwich. I'm not lying, guys. This is the recipe you need to try when you first start barbecue. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. It means a lot to me. Don't hesitate to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below if you're going to try this yourself. Oh, buddy, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Thanks again. Take care and stay safe. I smoked a tri-tip on my offset smoker, and it came out incredible. The bark was amazing. The smoke ring was perfect. The flavoring was immaculate. It was juicy, tender, and delicious. Guys, this might be one of my most successful low and slow tri-tip cooks to date. I'm really excited to talk you through everything here. Super beginner friendly, super easy. Go ahead, like and subscribe. Join my community of home cooks. Let's start this one from the top so you can understand everything. So like I said, I'm smoking a tri-tip low and slow like it's a brisket. Okay? That's where we all need to begin. And as you can see here, I trimmed off the fat cat from this tri-tip, and that intermuscular fat's looking fantastic. I'm going to use Cafe Ember, a coffee-style dry rub from Royal Nova Company, along with their Buffalo dry rub. And together, mixing these two, we're going to get that, sweet and savory kind of mix in there with that little bit of buffalo kick too. It's absolutely perfect. So liberally season both sides. Now I'm going to fire up my offset smoker. I'm using sugar maple today, and this is going to be absolutely spectacular. But I want to be clear on this. If you're using a charcoal grill or a pellet smoker, this is totally doable too. You just want to keep your temperatures low. So I ran my offset smoker low and slow here, probably around 250, 275 degrees. And this sat on my smoker, I'd say for 7 hours, maybe even 8 hours. And the main thing I'm looking for here is an internal temperature of 203 degrees. Now, it doesn't just go from start to finish like that. These are the exact steps. I put my tri-tip out on the offset smoker. I'm spritzing it every 45 minutes with apple cider vinegar, just to make sure that bark doesn't dry out completely and we get a little bit of moisture on there just while it's cooking through. Then, once it hits 165 degrees internal, I'm going to wrap it in tinfoil with just a little bit of beef tallow. And that is going to end up bringing it up to about 203 internal, probing it regularly with a meat thermometer. And as you can see here, we have a spectacular tri-tip, smoked low and slow with a beautiful bark. Look how juicy, tender, and delicious this is. Slicing this down against the grain is just exposing an unbelievable smoke ring. The exterior here looks absolutely fantastic. And I got to give it to that Cafe Ember dry rub by Royal Nova Company. This is serious, guys. Look how spectacular this looks. Like, holy cow. I'm really thrilled. That bark looks amazing. This is juicy. The smoke ring looks killer. Like, seriously, get at me. I'm telling you. This one was a 10 out of 10, guys. And I highly suggest if you have a smoker yourself and you've never tried low and slow tri-tip, that you give this a shot. It's so easy and beginner friendly. It's pretty much the next thing up from pulled pork, in my opinion, that you really got to try out. And man, when I say just like melts in your mouth, tender and delicious, it is banging, bud. I loved every bite here. This one especially, right near kind of like the edge. Look how defined that smoke ring is. Man, I loved this. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Don't be afraid to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching my recipe videos. And until next time, take care, stay safe, and have a wonderful day. Man, oh man, 2025 has been such an interesting year for me. From the briskets to the ribs to the hot dogs, the seafood, the pulled pork, the hamburgers, the bison, the lamb. I mean, the list goes on. I cooked a lot of really cool things this year. And I'm super excited about just how I grew as a home cook. You know, I'm just trying my best over here. And I think that's really important to be very clear with you guys. I am not professionally trained. I just like barbecue. I just like grills. I like this method of cooking. Whether it's my offset smoker and I get to use real wood, if I'm using my charcoal grill with some charcoal, I don't know, man, my pellet smoker with some pellets or the gas grill with some gas. I seem to really be enjoying this hobby. And I'm really excited to see where it goes in 2026. I mean, this year alone, I finally competed in my first barbecue competition. I entered a KCBS event in New Brunswick. I didn't do too badly for it being my first event. I came 6th out of 15th for chicken. So that was pretty cool. Considering the guys I went up against and their actual skill set, I'm really happy with how I did. Anyway, I've been pushing my boundaries, cooking on my offset smoker all the time, trying to come up with cool, simple recipes that other people can have, cook themselves at home. I'm just trying to be, what am I trying to say here? Irregular while still making it possible for you to complete at home, right? I don't want it to be the norm. I'm trying not to copy all of these viral recipes that I see. I'm trying to push my boundaries and come up with new recipes for everyone to try. As well, I'm definitely trying some obvious ones, like smoking some cheese. But guys, I'm just having a good time. And if you're part of my community, that means so much to me. 2025, I've really grown. I gained, I think I was at like near 1,000 subscribers or something, or like 800 before 2025. And now I'm over 8,000. That's pretty awesome in my opinion. And I can't wait to just keep pushing these boundaries and see where I am at the end of 2026. So thanks so much for watching, guys. All of my recipe videos, this video, anything. If you're part of my community, I love you guys. You guys are just the best. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're eating some good food, and I hope 2026 is amazing for you as well. We can all grow. We can all get better as home cooks. We can all have fun sharing tips, tricks, and all that kind of stuff together. So make sure you like and subscribe, join my community, enjoy some good barbecue, stay safe, and take care of yourself. Cornish game hens are absolutely delicious when grilled on a charcoal barbecue. Guys, this recipe is so beginner friendly and is great for the holidays. I mean, who doesn't enjoy just a Cornish hen every now and then? And if you've never had a Cornish hen before, well, it's basically a chicken, as you can see, but it's a little bit smaller. And it's got a little bit more of that gamey texture and taste to it. It's absolutely scrumptious, guys. And this recipe is so simple from start to finish. Come on along for the ride. You know what's up. It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. Don't be afraid. Hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. All right. So as you can see here, this Cornish game hen is just like a chicken. I'm going to spatchcock it the exact same way. If you're not familiar with a spatchcock, basically we're removing the spine. We're going to open up the bird. We're going to clean out the bird and then pet it dry. Then we're just going to make sure to fully, widen it out. You do this by cutting in between the breastbone and then just giving it a little push and flattening it. Now today, I'm going to make a delicious butter to go right on top of this Cornish game hen. Now to make this butter, we're going to use Sassy Chicken Barbecue Dry Rub by Royal Nova Company and Turkey Burner Hot Sauce by the Spicy Boys. And all you have to do is throw in equal parts butter, hot sauce, and barbecue seasoning. Then all you have to do is just rub it all over that Cornish game hen. Now, I'm going to be very clear here. I went above the skin, below the skin, on the bottom of the bird, and on the top of the bird. We want to make sure we get really good coverage with that butter. And look, if you accidentally rip the skin on one of the birds like I did here, don't worry about it. It's perfectly fine. What's really important here is that you give the bird a good massage and get it fully coated in that butter and that seasoning, okay? That's what's really important at the end of the day. Now, once you have it fully covered, what we're going to do is we're going to add one quick more layer of that barbecue dry rub. Then we're going to go fire up our charcoal grill. So I have a Napoleon charcoal grill, and I'm just using lump charcoal today. And as you can see here, in the middle of all that lump charcoal, I'm going to throw just a piece of cherry wood. And that's just going to kind of let off that smoky, smoldery, perfect cherry wood flavor aroma into these Cornish game hens. That's what I'm aiming for here, is just, imparting an extra layer of flavor. Now, like most of my barbecue guys, this is just patience. We're going to start it skin side down right above the coal bed. Then about 5, 10, maybe even 15 minutes, depending on how hot your barbecue is. To be clear here, I'm actually barbecuing this in -8. So this is a little bit cooler. I can open the lid if things get way too hot and cool things down right quick. So it's pretty easy for me to, not overdo it. But as you can see here, we're getting that beautiful skin color charred up unbelievably, just paying attention, coming back every few minutes, making sure things are looking glorious. And that butter is just doing its work, imparting delicious layers of flavor. That bed of charcoal with that delicious piece of cherry wood is just unleashing that unbelievable cherry wood smoke flavor right onto that Cornish game hen. And once they pass 165 degrees internal, well, that's where the magic happens. We get to pull it off, we get to break it down, and we get to eat some delicious dinner. Now, again, guys, this is pretty much a chicken. You can follow all the same rules here. We're cooking it past 165 degrees internal. We're just making sure to get some nice crispy skin on there. It's going to be absolutely delicious. We want that juicy breast in there with that game hen meat. Look at that. Doesn't that look spectacular? You can see all that liquid there. Doesn't that look so juicy, tender, and amazing? I'm really excited about this, guys. This ended up being a delicious cook. Super cool around the holidays, just to give, my family, me and my wife enjoyed this and had a little special meal with it. I don't cook game hens, Cornish game hens all the time. And this was just a cool little twist on what I regularly do with the barbecue. So her and I really enjoyed this. This was a cool experience. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my recipe videos. If you're still here kicking it with me, every time you guys like and subscribe, you comment below, it means so much to me. I really hope you're enjoying these recipes. And if you have any recommendations, please let me know in the comments below. But until next time, again, Cornish game hens are delicious. It means a lot to me that you're watching this. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends, anyone you want to eat a good special little dinner with. This is simple. This is amazing. This is delicious. I just have a blast doing it, bud. Take care, stay safe, enjoy some good food, and until next time. I bet you didn't realize you can cold smoke cheese on your regular barbecue. It's really not that complicated. And in this video, I'm going to walk through all the steps you need. This is super basic. It's a lot of fun, and it's a perfect Christmas gift for this time of year. It's the holiday season, and I know I'm giving out smoked cheese to my friends and family. You know what to do. It's your boy Saucy Rossi. Don't be afraid. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Let's start from the top. Check out this block of medium cheddar cheese. There's all kinds of different cheeses you can smoke. Medium cheddar is basically where you should start if you're a beginner. But don't let me stop you. You pick up whatever cheese you'd like to smoke. All right, so I'm going to slice these diagonally just to make them into like wedge shapes. It gives a little more character to the cheese. I'm going to be giving these out as a gift. So in my mind, this is a cool little accent, but honestly, not that much of a requirement. Surface area is what we're looking for to collect that smoky flavor. And how are we going to get that smoky flavor? Well, I'm going to use a smoke tube. It's really basic, guys. You just put your pellets or wood chips inside of the smoke tube, and then you just light it up. I'm using a regular fire starter here. There's nothing complex, guys. I just, took my little bundle, lit it on fire, tossed it in the top of the smoke tube, let it burn all the way through to get some of those pellets going, and we were in business. Now I'm out here on my Napoleon gas grill, but it's just to use as a chamber. I'm not actually using any gas. It's cold outside, and I'm just letting this smoke run next to this cheese. All of these wedges are just sitting on the same wire rack so that I can easily transport them as needed to and from the barbecue, but we don't want any heat here. It's actually -4 degrees Celsius right now while I'm doing this. So, low and slow, technically. I don't know if low is -4 or not, but all you really want to do is just be cautious and don't let the temperature get above 180 degrees. If you are in a warmer area, obviously some heat does come from this. So as long as you're below 180, you're perfectly fine. Now I smoked these for 2 hours. In my mind, the right kind of window that you have for smoking medium cheddar cheese is between 1 hour and 30 minutes and 3 hours. You can go further than that, but personally, I find cheddar kind of can become overwhelming with smoke if you go too long. That's why I'm only going 2 hours here. And as you can see, this cheese is actually looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the results here. There's a little bit of breakage on the outside, but that is not that big of a deal. 1 or 2 slices into this, and guys, we're going to have some delicious smoky flavored cheese. I'm actually really thinking about a bunch of different recipes that I could do with this. And one of the first things I'm thinking is, simply making some mac and cheese with this smoked cheese. Oh, buddy, that's going to be absolutely delicious. Even just putting this out on a charcuterie board is going to be a fantastic experience. Like, seriously, I think there's so many opportunities for smoked cheese. Even, like I said at the beginning of the video, vacuum sealing this up and handing it out to friends and family this holiday season. Grab yourself some parchment paper and simply wrap it so all the edges are just touching paper. That's basically all you need to do. And then throw it in a bag and vacuum seal it. I'm telling you guys, easy, simple, delicious. Keep it refrigerated for about 7 days before removing it from the vacuum seal, and you will be perfect. Actually, I forgot to mention one last little piece here. I kept them uncovered overnight in the refrigerator. That was important. You want to let it kind of like off gas. It has a lot of that smoky flavor initially. And if you vacuum seal it right away, it could possibly leak and capture some moisture. That is not what you want, guys. You want this to be nice and dry. So by just keeping it on a wire rack in the fridge overnight gets you exactly what you want. Anyway, like I said before at the beginning, this is simple, delicious, and a lot of fun. A great way to enter the world of smoky barbecue. All you need is that little smoke tube, some pellets, and you're good to go. Guys, it's that holiday season. Simple, delicious food is great to share with friends and family. I hope you're enjoying yourself, eating some good food, having a great time. Thanks again for watching. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. And just enjoy some good food. Until next time. In this barbecue recipe video, I'm going to show you how simple it is to make a homemade smoked cheese dip. Guys, it was absolutely scrumptious, super flavorful and delicious, and super easy to make. This is one of those cheese dips that you could easily bring to any potluck and be super thrilled about it. And the secret ingredient, well, it's beer. How simple is that? Oh man, this one's a blast. Come on along for the ride. You know what to do. It's your boy Saucy Rossi. Like and subscribe. We're going to start with the tinfoil tray. We're going to throw down some sliced cream cheese. We're going to just take a block, slice it up. You're going to take half a block of cheddar cheese and then half a block of mozzarella, then some marbled cheddar cheese. Get that all shredded up and add it into the bottom of our tinfoil tray. We're also going to go in with a full red onion, 3 to 5 cloves of garlic, depending on how much you like garlic. We're going to go in with some diced cherry tomatoes. We're going to go in with some diced jalapeños. Then we're going to go in with another layer of all those cheeses again, okay? So that's cheddar, marble, and again, mozzarella. All right, then we're going to hit it with our favorite barbecue seasoning. Really straightforward. Today I used a salt, pepper, garlic rub. But that's the secret weapon right there. A lager beer. Today I'm using Nova Scotia's premier beer, Cold Stream Beer. And man, it's absolutely fantastic. I love these beers. And when I get to cook with them, low and slow barbecue, it brings it up a notch. I mean, I can just crack a beer, sip it, and enjoy it while this cheese dip rides low and slow on the smoker. Now, as you can see here, I'm running it out low and slow on my smoker, around 250 degrees. You really don't want to go too much higher than 275, unless you wanted to get, you can kind of form a little bit of a layer on top of the cheese dip if you do want to go that high. Personally, though, I recommend you just go around 250 degrees. And another smart thing to do while it's on the smoker is stir it every 15 to 20 minutes. It will really help the consistency mellow out. So, after about an hour to an hour and a half, everything is pretty much melted together and ready to go. We're going to take it off the smoker and just transfer it into something a little more approachable. This little, baking tray here worked perfect. Okay. So we're going to sprinkle a little bit more of that cheddar cheese on top, and then we're going to throw it in the oven under the broiler on low setting. I don't know, man, maybe 45 seconds, maybe a minute, and you're going to have that melted down perfectly. Doesn't that look spectacular? This beer cheese dip is ready to go. You could bring it to any potluck, family get together, or really any just group gathering. Honestly, if you really want to get into it, there's nothing wrong with just slamming this bad boy dip back yourself. Go right ahead. I'm not going to judge you. As you can see here, I'm dipping it with pretzels because I'm getting into that holiday season. Oh man, I'm getting excited. Oh, this is going to be absolutely scrumptious, guys. This dip was a 10 out of 10. It's perfect for bringing to a potluck. Perfect for sharing with friends and family. I'm telling you. This recipe was a 10 out of 10, absolutely delicious, and a must try. So if you're into barbecue like I am, don't be afraid. Like and subscribe. It's your boy Saucy Rossi. Make sure you hit those buttons. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And thanks again for watching my recipe video. Take care. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. And look at this delicious meal I put together. That chicken breast is stuffed with an amazing rosemary garlic sausage. Doesn't this look spectacular? Holy cow, this recipe was so beginner friendly, guys, and absolutely delicious. You know what to do. Hit those buttons, like and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Let's go through this entire recipe start to finish. I started off with 2 simple chicken breast. Straightforward, guys. They had the tender on the bottom. If you don't have the tender, that's perfectly fine. I took a knife, and I guess this is kind of like butterflying it open. I basically am just slicing in on the breast on the opposite side of the tender to kind of like open it up almost like it's an envelope. And as you can see, I'm doing it to both of these chicken breasts here, just being patient and being careful. When you're using a knife, just don't cut yourself. It's super easy. So, take it from my experience. Anyway, my local butcher had these delicious garlic rosemary sausages available. And I instantly just thought to myself, that sounds delicious as stuffing for a chicken breast. So I grabbed 2 of them. And as you can see here, I'm just removing that inner sausage from the casing. Pretty straightforward. Now I want to be very clear here, guys. Any sausage you can use. If you go to the supermarket, your local butcher, if you even make it yourself, any type of sausage will work fantastic here, okay? So don't be afraid to experiment. Now, I'm just taking one of those chicken breasts. I'm using Unreal Pepper Rub, and I'm going to seriously season the inside. Then I'm going to go in with some garden herb. And again, these are both by Maritime Madness. And I'm just going to make sure to seriously coat the inside of these chicken breasts. Now, this is kind of like a double coating here with this seasoning. It's going to season the inside of the chicken as well as the outside of that sausage. So Be liberal, season it a bunch, just make sure you get a bunch on there. And as you can see here, we're just going to, wrap them up into nice little pillows. That's going to be the first step here. Now, if you have a tender that's stretching far over, you can do what I do and almost wrap it underneath, and that will almost just help you lock it in even better. But personally, I think one thing that's super important with this recipe is using some butcher's twine. Your chicken breast can totally unravel on you, and if you just have a little bit of twine available to you, and you just tie two little knots with two little pieces of twine, you're going to be golden, buddy. Just trust me on that one. So I go ahead, fasten up these chicken breasts with two little pieces of twine, and I go back in with an exterior layer of both that unreal pepper rub and that garden herb from Maritime Madness. Now, again, guys, I'm making sure to seriously season these. Okay, we're almost ready. One last little layer of flavor I'm going to go on with is, well, actually, a little bit of olive oil or whatever neutral oil you have available to you. As you can see here, I just put a little bit on my glove. I'm just patting it over, nothing crazy. It'll help get it a little bit of, crispiness in the oven. But I'm also going on with a quick shot of some candied cranberry hot sauce by Maritime Madness. I'm just going to drizzle it on the exterior here. You can kind of go in whatever pattern you want, but these are just going to be amazing. So at 375 degrees in the oven for 45 minutes, these are going to cook through beautifully. And as you can see here, these look absolutely spectacular. Let's go ahead, slice into these, and just check out the interior. You're going to remember from the beginning of the video, this is juicy, tender, and delicious. That sausage looks beautiful. That chicken looks immaculate. The exterior has that nice seasoning cooked beautifully with that little hot sauce kind of baked on there. I'm telling you guys, this was absolutely spectacular and layered with multiple layers of flavor. Guys, this wasn't even on the barbecue. This was such a simple recipe, just 375 for 45 minutes in the oven, and you have an absolutely delicious piece of meat ready to devour. Now, me personally, I just made a simple barbecue ranch chopped salad and some sweet potatoes in the oven, and this ended up being absolutely spectacular. I mean, just look at that. Just try and say you don't want a plate. Thanks so much for watching my recipe, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's that time of year. Happy holidays. I hope you get some good food in your belly, enjoy it with some friends and family, and just take care and stay safe. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made some delicious barbecue chicken and topped it with blueberries and an unbelievable candied blueberry hot sauce. This is such a simple method for cooking chicken on your offset smoker. And as you can see here, buddy, I had a delicious plate of food. That chicken, those blueberries, that hot sauce, oh, it was amazing. And it all started by making this little butter. I've used garden herb and unreal pepper rub by Maritime Madness. And I mixed them both directly into this butter that I smeared across my table. And as you can see there, this butter is now seasoned with some delicious barbecue dry rub. Now I'm going to go all over this chicken. Real straightforward, guys. You guys know exactly what I'm doing here. I'm pulling that skin back on the leg and on the breast, putting a little bit of butter underneath, but making sure to have it distributed perfectly all over that skin. Man, oh man, this is going to be absolutely spectacular. So let's go ahead, fire up the offset smoker, and get this chicken on. Now, you're going to notice here, I've got this chicken sitting skin side down with the legs pointed towards the firebox. In my opinion, that's the best way to get good crispy cooked skin on chicken in an offset smoker. Now, patience, that's also what's really important here. This is probably going to take about 2.5 hours because we're going to be smoking this low and slow. By the way, I'm using sugar maple today. I absolutely love sugar maple. And man, oh man, every time I get to cook with it, I just love the flavors that it imparts. And I believe it goes absolutely wonderful with chicken. So, like I said, I'm rolling this low and slow, like 275. And buddy, we're just letting that fire be just consistently smoking out these chickens. I'm telling you, It's easy, it's delicious, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So once they pass 165 degrees internal, we're going to pull them off of the offset smoker. And as you can see here, they're looking absolutely spectacular. This half chicken's got some good grill grate marks on the skin. You know, we've got that smoky flavor throughout. So let's go ahead and slice into this bad boy. And it's exactly what we were expecting. Juicy, tender, and delicious chicken. So I took this chicken and I threw it onto a bed of rice that I cooked with some onion, garlic, and a few other seasonings. Threw down some blueberries along with this candied blueberry hot sauce by Maritime Madness. And look, this plate might not look super colorful, but trust me when I say it was absolutely delicious. Thanks again for watching. It means so much to me that you do. I hope you've liked and subscribed. Go check out my channel. I have hundreds of recipes. You need to check them all out because they're an absolute blast. Thanks again for watching. Take care and stay safe.
What's up? What's up? It's your boy, Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. And I'm out here in my backyard enjoying some snow. And I thought to myself, with the holiday season coming up, I should give you guys a simple recommendation for the barbecue lover in your life. This one's really easy, guys. This is called a smoke tube. It's probably about $20 total. And this can get someone started into smoking on their barbecue. You don't even need a smoker. You can use a gas grill just like this. This is my Napoleon grill. It runs on propane. But with a smoke tube, what I can do is I can fill the inside with pellets, and that's going to let me light this up and drop it right here on my barbecue, close the lid, and this thing is going to be filled with a nice smoke. Now, pellets, they come in all kinds of flavors. You can get applewood, cherry wood, you can get peach, we can get mesquite, maple, and the list goes on. And just by having this little smoke tube, it's going to let you add many types of smoke flavor to chicken, pork, beef, seafood. Like I'm telling you guys, even vegetables go fantastic with certain types of smoke. And if you're interested in this kind of thing, if you're following me on this channel and you want to start your journey, this is probably the easiest way to get that started. Like I said, $20 for the tube on Amazon, then you can just buy yourself some pellets, whatever flavor you like. I always recommend starting with applewood or a nice maple flavor, but oak, mesquite, cherry wood, they're all delicious and unbelievable on multiple different types of food. So my recommendation this holiday season for the barbecue lover in your life is a smoke tube. It's simple, it's easy, you can use it on a gas grill, or if they already have a smoker, but they're complaining they're not getting enough of that smoky flavor, you can do the exact same thing. You can add this on a smoker and add even more of that delicious flavor into your food. Like I said before, this holiday season, Saucy Rossi recommends a smoke tube for anyone in your family that loves barbecue. Hell yeah.